Why do you say he's broke?
Because everybody in the industry broke. They live off borrowed money. If Baby got $8 million, his disco account say $8 million negative. And he got to pay that back at a 70%, 100% recoup rate. That means Baby not making money. That means all the money he make go towards that balance. And with a 100% recoup rate, you never recoup. Baby never gonna recoup.
What he's just saying is about rappers. He just used Lil Baby as an example. Yeah, of course you guys know, as I'm pretty sure everybody knows who's paying attention to the industry, you gotta recoup. So although you may have that money in your account, they coming to get that back. Not that exact money, but through your music, because music is actually a very lucrative industry. It's actually like real estate, but better. It don't cost you no money as far as like to write a song. I know most of these rappers don't write, they punch in. But let's just say you paid for the beat, right? You got a little beat. Let's say you paid the actual producer for the beat. You know what I'm saying? Or you got a producer who just made your beat and who really ain't really just worried about it, okay? Boom. At minimum, it costs you just a little bit of money to pay for that beat. After that, bro, it don't cost no money. And you just make that, and you get, let's say it's a hit, and you get it into you sync it out, man. You got BMI, you got your publishing, you got your royalties, mechanical, you got all that. You got the streaming, you know what I'm saying? Then if you wanted to, if you own a song, you could still try to hit the streets and push physical digital versions of it. You know what I'm saying? Bro, it's a lot of money. Bro, and if your song is really good, and if it's like something that can kind of get flipped, like with the words, they can put it in commercials. Super Bowl might pick it up. Super Bowl commercials, bro. These companies paying millions of dollars just over and over for that song. If you people can sample it, it just don't stop. You can perform it. It's like music is very, very lucrative. And you guys are signing $3 million deals, $3 million deals, $5 million deals, $7 million. They're going to make that back probably within a year or less. I understand if you're broke, you got to do what you got to do. But just know, bro, they is on you for that money. And then you in the 360. So 360 might be a little better because you can recoup it a little faster. But just know, oh yeah, they gonna get you.
This is an educational thing. There's a lot of kids in here in this chat making music, right? You guys look at it as like, oh, how can I get signed with Atlantic? How can I get signed with Interscope? How can I get signed with Columbia? How can I get signed with Sony? How can I get signed with Warner? How can I get signed with Universal? These people will sign you. You have to play the puppet role, right? And this is why I'm so canceled, because they hate when I say this. You go, you sign your life away, right? You make most of your money with your advance, but once you blow that, right, whether you blow it on cars, lifestyle, clothes, everything, then you like, yo, my label's putting me no, I don't have no money, da-da-da-da. Manage your money right, because when these labels got you, they own everything. Then you're forced to do what NBA Youngboy did. Sell your catalog. When you sell your catalog, you sell your publisher share. Your publisher share is your writer's thing where they pay you quarterly. They pay you every 3 months. So you sell your whole catalog. You sell literally your rights to the music. And when you do that, yeah, you get a large percent of money, which people think like, yo, I'm gonna blow this. But that's it. You just give them a moment.
Man, when I go, I'm taking everybody with me. The whole hood gonna be good. You go on your first tour and you took 17 niggas with you. And then you looking up every night, you like, damn, I was supposed to be making this. God,
you spent 300 grand in 2 months.
You like, so now, the second time to go out on tour, you like, man, I can't really be like this shit. Now you fake, man. Nigga fake, man. Nigga don't fuck with us, man. Yeah. Nigga, no, my nigga, I'm not trying to go back to fucking broke.
Tyga's name entered news headlines after he'd purchased a $200,000 Mercedes Maybach for his girlfriend, while being $480,000 behind in rental payments on a luxury Malibu home. As a result, Tyga was sued by his landlord, although he'd failed to show up to court as he was on holiday in Turks and Caicos. Yet this situation wasn't the only example of Tyga spending big in one area while being financially behind in another. For example, in 2016, while shopping for a new Bentley, Tyga's Ferrari 458 was repossessed in the parking lot as Tyga hadn't been paying for the loan. Despite this, Tyga would go on to purchase another Mercedes Maybach, as well as a Land Rover, a Rolls-Royce Ghost, and a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, all of which were repossessed for non-payment, while he was seen looking at a brand new Lamborghini. In addition to this, Tyga was sued by a second landlord for $181,000 after once again missing rental payments in 2016, which was followed by a third property-related lawsuit in 2020, where Tyga had racked up over $200,000 $1,000 in damages and unpaid rent on yet another rental property. It was then revealed that Tyga was being court-ordered to pay for $200,000 worth of unpaid jewelry, which accompanied the accusation by his ex-girlfriend Black China that he'd been missing child support payments. And just to add a cherry on top of the cake, while all of this was going down, Tyga was in $890,000 worth of tax debt to the government. Despite all of this, Tyga is still seen flexing a lavish life on social media.
That's one thing people don't like to see. They don't like to see you doing good and then you flexing. Because it's like, okay, you owe me a couple $1 million. Why the hell you buy you a Lamborghini? Why the hell is you in Turks and Caicos? Why the hell is you with your girlfriend who started off underage and now but that's another thing. But why is you doing all this stuff? You owe me some money. I mean, just think about if you owe your homeboy, you let your homeboy borrow some money, you let him borrow 20, and he keeps saying, oh, I ain't got it. You ain't pressing him, but every time you see him, like, I ain't got it. Next time you see him, he didn't pull it up in a new car. Or he didn't pull it up with a new t-shirt. He pulled up with some new shoes on. Or, you know what I'm saying? You get him 20, he just bought everybody's Whataburger or McDonald's or something, or whatever. It's like, bro, you owe me, all you do is owe me 20. Just give me my 20. You gonna feel it some type of way. And these people are sue. They're gonna sue. They're gonna press charges against you. They're not gonna play with you. They're gonna take you through there. Take you through there. They're gonna take you all the way through there. Yeah, straight up. They're gonna eat you up. They're gonna eat your booty. Pause. Brother, it's over with. So pay these people their money. You know what I'm saying? I understand you can get it, but if you broke and can't do that, but you still going on trips, you're not broke. That's just real. That's straight up.
So spending everything.
You're broken, you don't even know it.
Yeah.
You got cash, you don't own a home. You don't own your music. You don't own your catalog. Every song you made is owned by someone else. You don't have investments. You don't have land. You're broken, you don't even know it. You have no ownership of anything.
Right. But you think because money's coming in, you're rich.
You think because money comes in, you're rich.
Right.
That's when that tax bill gonna hit you.
Right.
For all the money you spent.
Oh, yeah.
See, a lot of people, they broke and they don't even know it.
Oh, yeah. Owes like $1 million or something to the IRS or some huge amount. And they basically said that at this point, he's broke. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know if this is what his lawyers are laying out, but he's been in the game forever. But yeah, you're right. If you do not invest, and me and you had an interesting conversation where I broke down how investments work and everything else like that. I even got one of my people on the phone who I helped out some years ago, and they said how many millions they made from just my overall advice.
Right.
And yeah, you don't realize what investments are until sometimes it's too late.
Or ownership.
Or ownership. Exactly.
You own Vlad TV.
I own Vlad. I own the catalog.
I own my
house flat out.
Right. It's some people, you can't even sell a catalog you have because it's not for you.
It's not yours. Right. I mean, you actually said that you wish you could take them off your song, but at this point it's too late.
This point is too late.
Well, Kodak allegedly responded to you at one of his shows. He said, I don't give a fuck. I'm making $1 million plays with these jits.
All right, we got rappers that went broke, you feel me? We get more paper than them. This is a flex. You get more paper than these rappers on this list. Let's go. First, we got You Can't Touch This rapper, MC Hammer. Yeah, I tried him like that. MC Hammer went in debt 13 mil. You know his song, Can't Touch This. Down. Can't touch what? You can't touch this, but get your paper up. That was in 1996. 13 mil in debt 26 years ago. You ain't getting no paper than me. You ain't getting more paper than me. Next, we got T-Pain, who blew 40 mil. How do you run through $40 million? But he got his paper back up. He went on a historic run. He's honestly a legend, and people don't say it enough. But he was buying stupid shit like this. Who buys a chain that says big ass chain on it? You was getting stupid money. Next, we got Bow Wow. Now, he obviously is out that situation now, but in 2012, after his historic run, all he had left in his banking account was $1,500. Broken!
Rappers who lost all their money. Number 1, Young Buck. Young Buck's finances collapsed after the IRS seized nearly everything he owned over unpaid taxes. His assets, music catalog, and even his stage name were at risk. Bankruptcy filings later revealed over $11 million owed to creditors, sealing one of rap's messiest financial downfalls. Number 2, Nas. Despite legendary status, Nas faced severe money problems during and after his divorce from Kellis. Court documents exposed massive IRS debt, unpaid child support, and foreclosed property, forcing payment plans just to stay afloat. Number 3, T-Pain revealed he earned around $40 million at his peak and lost it all. Bad real estate investments and mismanagement left him so broke he once borrowed money to buy his kids food. Number 4. Nelly Nelly's massive early success unraveled after failing to pay taxes. In 2016, the IRS hit him with multi-million-dollar tax liens, shocking fans who assumed his fortune was secure.
One thing, man, you got that money, you got to pay them taxes, you got to pay them child supports. You got to be careful with these women. The same thing with the athletes. These women is vultures, but they gonna eat them, they gonna demonetize. They gonna eat that demonetized up. Okay, look, man, they gonna gobble it down. Okay, and your money gonna get gobbled down to the ground because you ain't gonna have nothing. Don't let Uncle Sam, don't play with him. That's why he going like this in the picture. Well, he letting you know, hey, I ain't the one. Boy, I'm finna take you. I'm finna get you. So you pay that. Don't be spending money on all them chains and all that, but then people want to rob you anyway. Now you gotta buy security because you got that nice big old chain. Anybody. So you gotta buy security. You gotta do that now. And then they go back to what I was saying about the athletes. You gotta keep up with this lifestyle. And that ego was going. I get the image. I get sometimes y'all gotta have an image or whatever. Man, look, you better be like Ocho Cinco. You better buy some fake stuff. They ain't gonna question you. You this big rap. They know you. They know who you is. The chances of you having something fake, I ain't gonna say it's people kind of know what's going on nowadays, but these rappers back in the day, man, people wasn't walking up to them for content. Let me test your diamonds. Let me test your chain. Ain't nobody and even then, you got your security anyway. Your security can be like, get back, son. You ain't getting over here. You're not getting close to me. Be careful, man. Don't spend so much. Only spend what you can afford to spend.
They had it all, mansions, Maybachs, and money like water. But at one point something just went completely wrong. These are the rappers who didn't just fall off, they fell all the way down. I'm talking repo trucks in the driveway, IRS letters stacking like mixtapes, and Instagram flexes backed by overdraft fees. Some of them got caught up in bad contracts, others just straight up couldn't stop blowing racks on pet tigers, private jets, and 87-person entourages. And trust me, you're gonna want to stick around for the end because by the time we get there, the fall-offs get so bad you won't know whether to laugh, cry, or Venmo them $5 out of pity. We're counting down 10 rappers who didn't just lose a little bit of money, they went insanely broke. MC Hammer. MC Hammer wasn't just rich, he was stupid rich. In the early 90s, this man was pulling in $30 million a year, had a mansion the size of a mall, a private jet, a fleet of sports cars, and an entourage that made him look like he was running his own army. Literally, Hammer was paying over 200 people, barbers, chefs, cousins, his cousins' cousins, and probably some guy who just held his sunglasses. But the money train didn't just slow down, it flew off the damn tracks. Hammer blew through his fortune like it was cursed. He reportedly spent over $500,000 a month just keeping up appearances. And when the record sales dipped, the label checks stopped coming in, and the tours dried up, Hammer kept living like he was still printing money. By 1996, it all came crashing down. He filed for bankruptcy, listing over $13 million in debt, and just $9 million in assets, which sounds like a lot, until you realize he owed back taxes, massive loans, and he had basically financed his entire lifestyle like a rapper version of a Ponzi scheme. At one point, he owed money to everyone from the IRS to landscapers. Bro was dodging creditors like he dodged falling off beat. But here's the thing, Hammer never fully recovered. He did some preaching, dabbled in tech, and popped up on a few nostalgia tours, but the days of gold-plated gates and custom Hummers were gone, forever, and to this day, Hammer time is less about dancing and more about a warning, a flashing red light at the start of every rap career that screams, do not do what this man did. Because when you make $30 million and still go broke, that ain't just bad luck, that's legendary financial self-destruction. Up next, a man who declared bankruptcy with $0 in his savings and only $100 in his checking, yet still had time to argue with Trick Daddy jokes online. Let's talk about Trick Love Dog Kids. Trick Daddy Dollars, that was the name, but somewhere along the way them dollars disappeared. By the time Trick filed for bankruptcy in 2019, his finances looked like the opening scene of a horror movie. According to court docs, he had $0 in savings, and just $100 in his checking account. That's not a rap cap, that's a grown man's real life financial statement. Homie was one Uber ride away from negative balance fees, and it gets worse. Trick listed his assets as a 2004 SUV, a crib worth less than what DJ Khaled spends on beard oil, and a pit bull. Not a kennel, not a dog business, just a single pit bull. Meanwhile, his debts added up to over $800,000, with $57,000 owed in back child support and $290,000 in unpaid taxes. So how did Trick go from 106 in Park Royalty to hitting rock bottom? 2 words, bad business. Trick. Daddy was always beloved in the streets, but behind the scenes, he was terrible with money. His record deals weren't structured to build generational wealth, and he stayed strapped with legal issues, unpaid loans, and mounting child support. Combine that with some health problems, lupus, multiple arrests, and suddenly suddenly you've got a man who used to rock Versace now struggling to pay Verizon. And the wild part, Trick never even pretended like he was doing better than he was. He'd show up to interviews with no security, wearing a basic white tee, telling everyone straight up, I'm broke, but I ain't ashamed. Gotta respect the honesty if not the accountant. But what really cements his spot on this list, the way he handled going broke like it was just another day at the office. This man was still doing podcasts, opening restaurants, and beefing online like he wasn't 3 steps from a pawn shop. Trick Daddy didn't just lose money, he normalized the struggle, and somehow made being broke look like a lifestyle choice. But let's be real, ain't no one choosing to be that down bad. Next we have a man who was once G-Unit's Southern star, then ended up begging 50 Cent for mercy on a recorded phone call. Let's talk about Young Buck. Young Buck. Young Buck had the hardest name in the game and one of the softest bank accounts by the time it all hit the fan. This man went from riding high with G-Unit, iced out and draped in street credit, to filing for bankruptcy not once, but twice. And in between those filings, he got dragged harder than Ja Rule at a 50 Cent concert. Let's rewind. At his peak, Young Buck was the southern muscle behind G-Unit. Platinum plaques, hit singles, features with 50 Cent, Eminem, Game, you name it. But by the late 2000s, the money started drying up. The IRS wasn't playing, and Buck, he was behind on taxes like a SoundCloud rapper behind on rent. In 2010, the feds raided his house, took jewelry, took recording equipment, even took furniture. That's when you know it's real, when they start packing up your couch like it's evidence. According to court docs, Buck owed over $300,000 to the IRS and had basically no way to pay it off. Then came the most embarrassing part, a leaked phone call with 50 Cent, where Young Buck was literally begging for help, not asking, begging. Sounded like he was trying to secure a loan and therapy at the same time. Come on, Fifth, I'm just trying to get back right.
So, you know, I understand you want your money and pushing for my pulling and meeting your money that which I owe you.
50, of course, being 50, turned it into a meme.
And you got to stay back because your finances aren't right. You had to stay back because the management felt that it was more lucrative for you to stay back and do the shows that he created.
To make matters worse, Buck kept getting hit with more legal drama, alleged unpaid child support, unpaid royalties, and bankruptcy court telling him he had to sell his music catalog just to cover the basics. And here's the kicker, when Buck filed for bankruptcy in 2020 again, he claimed he only had about $100 in cash, a single vehicle, and monthly expenses he couldn't pay. G-Unit money long gone. Fame still barely holding. Bank account DOA. He tried to bounce back with music, mixtapes, interviews.
Also goes back to like athletes as well. I know rappers like MC Hammer, man, he wanted to help everybody, and that's nice. You got a big heart, you got a kind heart. But the best way you can help somebody that's broke is by you not being broke. So you gonna have to tell them no at times. You gonna have to tell them no, hey man, or if you really care about them, you can put them onto a position and put them on to where they can make some money and they don't even need you no more. Now, if they don't want to do that, they just trying to be a vulture, and they just really ain't. They ain't meant to go, because everybody can't go anyway. We already know that. Everybody just not gonna go. When it's time for them to go, if they even ever have that moment when they wake up and they realize that I can do this too, then they'll do it. Sometimes it might be too late. You know, I don't want to say too late, but you could have did it earlier. You know what I'm saying? Because nothing's, I guess, too late unless you're like about to die for real. Like on the deathbed, like you're sick as hell. But everybody can't go, man. And some people will some people will just now wake up and realize that, man, you can't take everybody with you. Everybody don't have the mindset. Everybody don't have the grit. When it comes to getting money, man, it's stuff you got to do to get that money. Like, I ain't talking about no crazy stuff. I mean, that too. Sometimes it's some diddy things you got to do, or it's some just evil things you may have to do. I don't know when it comes to this industry. Everybody's not going to do it, and everybody not going to want to do it, which I understand. But the people that's going to do it, I just hope y'all put y'all money back and just realize you can't help everybody, man. That's all they're going to put you. You're going to be broke with them, and then now you can't help nobody. And then they can't help you because they're broke. They was looking at you like, I need help. And you can't help them. You back on your behind. Some real people might help you, but some people may not. So just think about that.
2026 reveals the dark truth. 20 famous rappers now bankrupt. What if I told you some of the rappers who defined your childhood are now dead broke in 2026 after earning millions? Platinum plaques world tours classic hits. And today they're fighting debt collectors, losing homes, and watching other people cash in on their music. This isn't just gossip. It's the dark truth the industry would rather you ignore. From bad contracts to insane spending, these 20 legends paid the ultimate price for fame. Before we expose the receipts, hit like, smash, subscribe, and tell us in the comments, who do you think lost the most money in hip-hop history? Steady B. In 2026, Steady B's life reads like one of hip-hop's harshest cautionary tales. In the late 1980s, he was a rising star from Philadelphia, dropping albums like Bring the Beat Back, What's My Name, and Going Steady, while repping the Hilltop Hustlers and helping define the city's sound. His records charted, his singles moved units, and for a few key years, he was earning real money from shows, advances, and label deals. But as the golden age faded and new styles took over, his sales slipped, his momentum stalled, and the income that once supported his lifestyle steadily dried up. By the mid-1990s, the gap between the tough, successful image in his lyrics and his real finances had become brutal, with his career cooling and no solid financial safety net. Steady B made the disastrous decision to take part in a 1996 bank robbery that ended in the death of police officer Loretha Baird. That single choice killed his career overnight. He was convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without parole. Any money he had left was quickly swallowed by legal costs, lost opportunities, and the simple reality that a rapper serving a life sentence has almost no way to generate meaningful, legitimate income. Today, in 2026, there are no reliable public records that tell us an exact dollar figure for Steady B's debt or net worth, but everything we do know points in one direction: he is effectively broke. Whatever tiny royalties might trickle in from old songs are nowhere near enough to erase years of financial collapse or to support even a modest life. Instead, his name lives on in documentaries and YouTube breakdowns as a tragic symbol of how quickly fame can vanish and how a few desperate choices can turn a promising rap career into permanent financial ruin behind bars. In 2026, Dimples